So SB6 significantly altered the role of the State Board of Education. What is your opinion of the performance of the State Board of Education over the last few years?
Well, number one, I don't think it did affect the State Board. Each school district has to certify that it covers all the TEKS. Now, the proof of that pudding, is our state tests are based on the TEKS. Okay, they're based on what the State Board sets standards and essential knowledge and skills. So that's what we test, and school districts are allowed to supplement their instructional materials with others. Some may not be on the list. That's why there's a commissioner's list, there's the State Board, and there's the commissioner's list, which is basically was put in place for the change in the environment.
Can I summarize and ask you a follow-up then? So you're saying then that the State Board of Education should set the standards, and then there should be a test, and there shouldn't be any oversight of the content, because the test will tell you whether they've learned it or not.
Well, I'm not saying there's no oversight.
Tell me more about that.
Okay. Because we are testing the standards in the curriculum, okay? And that's set by the State Board, all right? And that's what's in the test. And as I said before, school districts want to do well on that test. That's why we have so many days of practice and benchmarking and all that other. It's not the state requirement. It's what school districts do to prepare for it. And what happens, and as I said before, or I started to say before, the commissioner's list was a way to get to, let's say you have English 1.0, and because it's not a textbook, you can update it without having to go through the binding process if it's electronic. And the commissioner's list was the faster way to get it done, because the process of reviewing textbooks takes a while. And then with other additional information out there, school districts, if let's say they needed a certain standard, they could get it elsewhere without a fully conforming instructional material. And that way, that's where the self-certification comes in. And then the proof of that self-certification is how they test. And then the proof of that self-certification is how they test. And then the proof of that self-certification is how they test. And then the proof of that self-certification is how they test.
Steve, what is your view of the oversight component of the State Board of Education? Is it needed? Do we not need it? Is the test sufficient?
I think that we absolutely need it. State Board of Education is elected by we the people, and they set the standard. And as Barbara Cargill has mentioned, she feels like SB 6 cut the knees right out from underneath the State Board of Education, which is why I'm against it. It allows local school boards the ability to self-certify curriculum, and I just don't think it's a good idea.